just see an arm.
Very well. Good morning, everybody. We on YouTube Live. My name is Judge Bonnie Rangel. I'm the judge of the 171st Judicial District Court. It is my honor and pleasure to preside as judge of the 171st. It is 9 a.m. 7/2/20. We are in the midst, obviously, this is not flash news, but we are in the midst of a COVID pandemic. I'm trying to talk and let people in at the same time. So if I stumble a little bit, please bear with me. Rick, I'm letting a John in. I don't know who John is. Can you follow him, please? John. We are in the midst of a COVID pandemic, and the Texas Supreme Court has allowed us to participate and to hold hearings via Zoom and YouTube Live. If anyone is objecting to the process, the procedure, limitations, please tell me right now and verbalize it. Let the record reflect that there are no objections. I want everybody, all the participants here in this hearing to realize and to know that Anita Garza is my court reporter. She's present and she's participating, as well as Rebecca Gonzalez, my court coordinator, as well as Rick Salazar, my bailiff. Now, with that being said, I have to give you further instructions. There's going to be no recording of these proceedings. The only record of these proceedings is the official court reporter's record. Anybody that is recording could be held in contempt of court. I'm sure that's not going to happen. I'm allowing Joshua Del Valle in. Rick, is that a defendant? Somebody?
Yes, Judge, that's a defendant.
Thank you. What about Jesus Armando Cepeda? Anybody? Jesus?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm letting those in. What about a Krista Snow? Is that a defendant?
Yes, she's one also.
Okay, that's a great name. Okay, now I want everybody to realize that we are on YouTube Live because we have to comply with the open courts provision here in Texas. Now, with all that being said, oh, I have to give you one more instruction. Let me let Mr. Hernandez see. I'm stumbling through this because I'm allowing people in. There's an options bar at the bottom for those of you that don't know that. If you want to chat, if you want to be put in a breakout room, just ask for my permission. I'll be more than happy to do that. With those instructions, with those disclaimers, once again, is there anybody here that objects to this process and these proceedings? And if so, let me know right now or forever hold your peace. Let the record reflect there are no objections. Okay, we're going to begin with our docket. Ms. Portia Brown, you've got water issues. Which one is yours?
I still haven't received any response from iPad, and there's still nobody out there on iPad.
Okay, Rick, keep a close watch on it, Rick, please. Okay. It does look like a professional office. That's why I'm not too concerned. Can you zoom in to read those accolades on the wall?
No.
No, the wall of okay. I think Zoom ought to come in with a zoom in feature. You would think, right? Anyway, okay, Ms. Brown, which one is your right, Mr. Olivas? I know you're not in your head. Zoom should come in with a zoom in feature. That's only logical. So we can check that out. Okay, Ms. Portia Brown, which one is yours?
Eduardo Dozal.
At this time, court calls cause number 2018-5168, the state of Texas versus Eduardo Dozal. Announcement of counsel, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Portia Brown on behalf of Eduardo Dozal, and I am waiving his presence, Your Honor. He's at the jail annex.
Thank you.
I'm Cynthia Caro with the Adult Probation Department. Your Honor, I am covering for Betsy Dominguez.
Thank you, Ms. Caro. Thank you. This is the pre-revo. Can you tell me what the basis of the pre-revo is, Ms. Caro?
Yes, ma'am. So Mr. Dozal came to the mental health unit on October 12, 2019. As you know, the mental health unit is an intensive program, Your Honor, and he was to report twice a month. So between October and the time he was arrested, he only reported 4 times. He was not complying with EHN. He did go to TAP, Your Honor, but oddly enough, when it was time for him to discharge from the program, he did not attend the last appointment. So he was discharged unsuccessfully on March 3rd, 2020. He only provided one UA during this time. The one UA was negative, but we would ask him to go report, Your Honor, and this is before COVID-19. So Recovery Monitoring Solutions was open on Saturdays, but he said he wouldn't wake up on time on Saturdays, and Monday through Friday he was working, so he would not provide a UA. On February 21st, 2020, we asked him again to go provide a UA, and he admitted that he would be positive for marijuana and possibly also meth. We got a bench warrant and he was arrested on March 15th, 2020. He has been in jail for 110 days, Your Honor. There was some things that he was doing well. And you know, I want to tell you about that as well. He was working and had his own business. Dorcel does all.
That's all.
He was registered with the city, Your Honor. He has a fiance that's very supportive. She calls frequently, asking when he's going to get out. I think they had a marriage pending. He wants a second chance. He did complete community service. My problem with Mr. Dorsal is that he's showing me that he doesn't want to do probation, but now he's telling me that he wants to do probation.
Well,
He has been at BHRTC already, Your Honor. So for that reason, our recommendation is for him to go to safety.
yeah, I think me too. He's got a meth problem. When I heard meth, that's my best. Mr. Martinez, are you okay with safety?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what are you thinking, Ms. Brown? I'm letting in Samsung Galaxy S7, Rick. Galaxy S7. Go ahead, Miss Brown. I think he
Thank
needs
you.
a center. I think he needs a center too. And he's been in West Texas.
And Judge, he does have 110 days in. I have spoken with Miss Betsy Dominguez, the probation officer, as well as my client, and he's really wanting a second chance. I know that he had some stumbles after he got out of BHRTC, Your Honor, but as Ms. Caro noted, he successfully completed it. It's clear that, yes, Mr. Dozal has an addiction problem. However, because he has this new business and because he has all these things that he has to take care of in El Paso, we are seeking something that would allow him to remain in the community, but still get the help he needs. I know that BHRTC twice is kind of a gamble. He didn't run away the first time, and so that would be my next request, or a jail commitment of the
I just want to
130
help him. I
days.
want to help him with his drug problem, and he's got mental issues, and I want to help him stabilize with his mental issues. So it's a double reason why I think SafeP is probably the best. They'll take care of mental issues as well as take care of his addiction problem. He's been in jail 110 days. His business is already down the drain if it didn't go down the drain already with COVID, right? I mean, his business is probably non-existent at this point after 110 days. I think we need to get him into safety.
We also need to be special needs safety, Your Honor, so might be a little bit of a longer wait. It is a long time. I just don't know. I think we've gone the gamut with him. We provided several services, and I don't know. That's the last thing I have for him.
I think we have two, Ms. Brown.
I understand, Judge.
You want to talk to him and then we'll set it up for another pre-rebel?
Let's set it up for another pre-rebel. However, Your Honor, I did speak with him and he said that SafeP wouldn't be an option and that he probably would want to do some kind of a contested revocation if that were the case. He's really
okay.
Yes, Your Honor. If I could have some time to set that up, maybe we could do it after September whenever things are. They say that we're going to be doing live hearings, which I don't know for sure, but that would be a preferred goal.
But can't we just do it on Zoom? Just going to be his testimony, maybe the probation officer, and that's it. Right?
Your Honor, because there are several violations, which I would ask the state to file their MTA. It's been about 110 days of him being in jail, and there isn't an MTA on this. So he needs notice of those allegations.
Okay.
Your Honor, as you know, I do not want to do contested matters over Zoom. So I would be trying to do a live hearing if all possible. However, there's a chance that the court might set it for a Zoom hearing.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and set it for a hearing. We'll set it for probably end of August, right? Beginning of September. Let's do that. And by then,
Just to
let's
be clear. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay, sir. No worries. Nobody know. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no. Just I was just curious as to whether or not a VN had been submitted requesting a motion be filed.
It was in February.
Okay.
We did not file a VN yet, Your Honor.
You did
Or a
not
notice
We
violation.
did not file a VN because we're hoping that we
Right.
can continue to work with him.
file a VN, do an MTA, set it for contested revo, and life is good, right?
Thank you,
Yes,
Judge.
ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. You all may be excused. Ms. Brown, do you have any more?
I don't, Judge, and thank you so much. They're already starting to drill again, so I
There you
appreciate your
go.
help.
There you go. Thank you very much. Have a great day. The next one I'm going to take up is Ms. Gabby Marquez. Which one is that one this afternoon? Because you got to catch a plane.
It was on page 6, Judge.
Okay, now on page 6, the problem is, do we have the defense attorney? Does the defense attorney know to be on the Zoom hearing, Becky?
Yes, she's not
Yeah,
there.
she's on, Judge. She's on, Judge. Yeah, Gabby Marquez is on.
Gabby, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's the first one, Joshua Braswell at 2 o'clock, Judge, page 6.
God, I didn't know she was a defense attorney.
Yeah, she's the one that was with Sarah, Alexandra Sarah.
I forgot. At this time, court calls cause number 2014-1470, Joshua Braswell, announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Gabby Marcus for my client Braswell.
Very good. Ms. Marcus, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And you, Mr. Who announced?
I did, Your Honor. I'm covering for Ms. Islas. This is a
Thank you.
probation case.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Martinez, what's the offer in this case?
Oh, I didn't know. let's see,
So
Mr.
Judge, he's covering for ADA Nunez. We did have an opportunity to speak beforehand. He is offering a 12-month state jail recommendation.
Okay,
I apologize, Judge.
go ahead.
Oh, 12-month state jail recommendation. I did have an opportunity to discuss this with my client. He is inclined to take it. We did receive the stipulations and waiver, Your Honor, so I just need to go ahead and send that to the annex so we can go ahead and get all of that signed.
Great, perfect. Ms. Becky, can you put this on the list of jail, please? And we'll do it one Friday, the soonest Friday we can, Ms. Marquez, yes?
Yes, as soon as she sends me the paperwork, Judge, and everything after everything's been signed.
Got it. Okay, Ms. Marquez.
Thank you very much.
Anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor. May I be
Thank
excused?
You may be excused. Be safe. Safe
Thank
Thank you.
travel.
Excuse, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Valdez. Belinda Meraz, Mr. Ruben Ortiz is present, right? Didn't I let Mr. Ruben?
There, I unmuted it. Sorry.
There you are. That's okay. At this time, court calls cause numbers 2017-2397 and 2020-2528. Announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ruben Ortiz on behalf of the defense.
Good morning, Ms. Meraz. How are you?
Good morning, Miss. I'm doing a lot better.
Great. Ms. Meraz, do you see and recognize your attorney on the screen?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And Mr. Ortiz, do you see and recognize your client as the defendant in this case?
I do, Your Honor.
Very good. Okay.
I'm sorry. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms.
Annette Torres for Probation Department.
Thank you. I'm a bit concerned about you. This is your second inpatient visit, Ms. Meraz. How are you doing? I just wanted to visit with you.
Well, I know that I said the same thing last time, that I was doing a lot better, but this time, like, I feel like going back into inpatient had a bigger impact
Okay.
because it was like one big one and then another big one. Because I feel a lot better. Like, I don't feel like using, and I don't want to use anymore because I just know how bad it gets you. It's one moment of a high, and the rest of the things are just going downhill, and it's more of a waste of time. And I appreciate my freedom a lot more than I want the high, you know?
Okay, ma'am. Okay. I'm telling you, I wanted to eyeball you, Ms. Meraz, you and your attorney, and tell you one more relapse, okay? One more relapse, and I'm trying, relapse is the road to recovery. So I think you're on the road to recovery. I really do. I believe that, and I believe in you, and I believe your words, and I believe the fact that you believe your words, okay? But one more relapse, I'm gonna put you in a facility because I think you
I
need
know.
something different and something new, okay? So I'm eyeballing you to tell you that right now. We've used this same place outpatient twice.
Yes,
Using it a third time would be insanity.
yes, ma'am, I understand.
Ms. Torres, do you agree?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Yeah, and I just wanted to warn you, and you, Mr. Ortiz, okay? So make sure she goes the straight path again is what I'm hoping for you, Ms. Meraz, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ortiz, anything you want to tell me? I just wanted to eyeball her to see she's good, and she's good. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So let's try to keep her straight. Give her a little bit
Yes,
more
Your Honor.
support, sir. I don't
Judge,
want to
before you get off,
facility. Yes.
she has a new case that she waived her right to a counsel, appointed counsel. You were gonna ask her if she was gonna retain?
Is this on the 2020, Miss Becky? That I called?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you her attorney on the 2020, Mr. Ortiz?
I think which is the 2020 judge?
It's a possession?
I will talk to her about that. I mean, I'm on this case, Judge, so I will talk to him about, I will get on the other one and then
Make
they're very good
arrangements
people.
for her to.
Yeah, I'll make arrangements. Yes, yes, Your
Make
Honor.
arrangements, please.
There was an entry filed
On who?
on this case, Mr. Ortiz.
Oh, good. Okay, there you go.
You're
Thank
good.
you.
You're good. Sir. Thank you all very much. You may be excused. Have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you. Take care of her. Take care of her. Please, Mom.
Believe me, Your Honor, I'm not giving up on her. I'm looking at all the things that she can use to help her out, and I'm not giving up.
And Ms. Meraz, I'm not giving up either. I'm not giving up. We just need to get her something bigger and stronger if this doesn't work.
Yes, ma'am, I totally agree, but I think, like she said, I think she's going in the right path. I mean, like you said, it's a relapse. It's part of the, I've been talking to therapists, I've been reading, and it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while, but I do believe in her. I do believe
I do too. I do. I do.
Thank you, Miss. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you. What would you do without your mother, Ms. Meraz, right?
Would probably die, miss. I don't know.
Exactly. Hug her and love her and try to do the right thing.
Yes, ma'am.
More important for yourself, but for everybody else that loves you, Ms. Meraz, okay? You may be excused. Thank you. Have a good life. Have a good life and stay sober.
Yes, ma'am.
Carlos Nunez. Is Mr. Vasquez or is that yours?
It's me, Judge.
At this time, cause number 2019-6575, Carlos Nunez, announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Rene Vasquez for the defense. We're ready, Your Honor.
Good. Are you going to waive his appearance?
Yes, Judge. I am waiving his appearance, Judge.
Very good. Okay. This is the status. Why did we set up the status, somebody?
Judge,
or what?
Yeah, no, Judge. If I'm not mistaken, it's a good offer. It's a decent offer. It's 2 years defer. However, I think we are more inclined to set this case for a Wednesday trial. I don't think the complainant witness wants to prosecute, and I don't even think that they're going to be able to serve her.
Okay, let's see, Mr. Martinez. Will you agree to a Wednesday trial, Mr. Martinez?
Your Honor, I haven't had an opportunity to reach out to this complaining witness.
Okay.
I think that would be a bit premature.
When was the last time? When did you speak? Have you spoken to this complaining witness or not yet?
I spoke with the complaining witness on Monday, May 18th.
Oh, okay. So that's recent.
Yes.
Okay. So you don't think a Wednesday trial is appropriate?
Well, I think.
Or you want to talk to her again to see, or what?
I don't have any reason to believe that she would want to prosecute. She said that she is afraid of him. He reacts inappropriately. Let's see here. And the defendant was very upset that she was even talking with me on the phone. So okay. I don't think I would agree to that, Your Honor. I think from what I understand, she does want to press charges and
Okay, so you won't agree to
does
a Wednesday
right.
trial.
And no, Your Honor, and she believes that the defendant needs help.
Okay,
And
okay, Mr. Vasquez, there you have it.
And Judge, earlier the defendant called me and I gave him the Zoom invite and he was gonna try to get in. I
Oh,
guess he
not in.
I
wasn't.
talked to him, Judge, already this morning. He said that he will wait for my call.
Okay, okay. So then, Mr. Vasquez, we'll just put it on the trial track then, if there's no hope of,
I think the state probably should try to talk to her again because I talked to her and she's not interested. And I don't even think they can even serve her. She's not living in El Paso.
okay, you want to try one more time, Mr. Martinez, or not?
No, Judge, you know, I spoke with her. She does think he needs help. She did not say it didn't happen.
Okay. Okay. I can't force it, Mr. Vasquez.
No, yeah, I understand, Judge. And I understand the state position as well, Judge.
Right, so can we just put this on the trial list?
Yeah.
Of cases to try, right? Okay.
Yes,
very
Your Honor.
well. So we're not going to set any more settlement conferences in this case. If something develops, then Mr. Vasquez, you bring it to my attention, but otherwise, trial list.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, sir. You may be excused on this one. Do you have another one, Mr. Vasquez?
Yes, Judge. I have Eudor Perez, Judge.
What page is Eudor Perez on, you guys? There it is, top of page 3. At this court cause number 2020-1445, the state of Texas versus Eudor Perez. Announcement of counsel, please.
Martinez for the state.
Rene Vasquez for the defense.
And do you waive your client's in jail? You waive his appearance today?
Yes,
Mr.
Judge. He's in custody.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a settlement conference. Has Mr. Martinez made you an offer yet, Mr. Vasquez?
Yes, Judge. It's 7 years TDC.
What are you thinking about that?
Well, my client rejected that one already. I'm thinking if the state is willing to do that, maybe a misdemeanor domestic violence for 1 year, I think would be.
1 year El Paso County Jail?
Yeah.
Reduced to a misdemeanor and 1 year El Paso County Jail. That's what you're offering.
He's
That's
been there like probably 90 days already, Judge.
Okay.
So he still has time to do.
Okay. Mr. Martinez, what are you thinking about? Reduce it to a misdemeanor and 1 year El
year.
Paso County Jail?
No, Your Honor. Can't do that.
Okay. Okay, and your client's pretty adamant he's not going to take the 7 years. Is this another one we put on the trial list, Mr. Vasquez?
Judge, what I could do today, you know, if Mr. Vasquez, you know, could talk with his client, I can offer 5 today.
5
And I can keep that open for a week.
Can you reduce it and offer 2?
I don't understand.
Can you reduce? It's right now it's an assault with a deadly weapon. Can you
Right.
reduce it to just aggravated assault 2 years?
No, 5's as low as I can go. And I'll keep that open till July 15th.
Can we increase that timing because we're having a lot of problems to go to the jail, Judge. Now, the federal public defenders cancel all visitations for attorneys. We are now trying to do everything by phone. Everything is changing. I need more flexibility with the timing.
Can you give him a little bit more time, Mr. Martinez?
It's fine. That's fine, Your Honor. I can do August 1st.
There, that's 30 days, August 1st. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to set it for another settlement conference after August 1st, Miss Becky. And that way you can tell us yay or nay, Mr. Vasquez, okay?
Okay, Judge.
Thank you. You may be excused on that one. Which one is the next one?
Judge, I just want to clarify, there's one former client on your docket. It is set for an admonishment hearing. It doesn't
Today?
have an attorney. I just want to know if because we closed that case out last year, but he's
Who
back
is
on
it?
admonishment. So I don't know if I have to be present.
Who is it? No, you're not on.
Olguin, Judge.
Who?
Adrian Olguin.
Adrian
He's on
Olguin.
page-
No, if it's set for an admonishment, you're not his attorney. He has no
Oh.
attorney. Okay?
No attorney, Judge. He has no attorney.
No attorney. So you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Jeanette, before you hang on, Jeanette, before you leave, there's another public defender, Tevin Robinson, on page 1.
I think that's probably Ed Hernandez. I don't think it's mine.
Okay.
I'll confirm it. I'll confirm if I'm not, I'll come back.
Thank
fine.
you.
Your Honor,
Yes,
Testing, one,
ma'am.
two, testing,
the
sound
iPad
two,
user is.
testing, one, two.
Mr. Olivas, can you stop, please? I'm hearing you.
Testing, one, two, testing, I cannot hear anything.
Mr. Olivas, we can hear you very good. You're mute. Maybe you need to get back on, sir. Okay. Mr. Rick, tell me again what's happening.
I believe that Mr. Hernandez is the one for Mr. Robinson.
Okay.
That's correct, Your Honor. Your Honor, as
Okay,
Mr.
hang on. That's not the next one. That's not the next one, sir. Okay, so we're not on for that one yet, okay? We're on for David Alderete. Eric Shawala, you're on the docket, right? You're on.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Very well. At this time, for cause number 2017-3513, David Alderete, announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Alex Shawala for Mr. Alderete, and I'll waive his presence. He's in custody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, this is a pre-revo. Who's the probation officer?
David Hernandez will adopt probation, Your Honor.
Okay, sir. Can you tell me a little bit about Mr. Alderete, please, sir?
Yes, certainly, Your Honor. Mr. Alderete was on 3 years deferred supervision for evading arrest detention with vehicle. His probation sentence started February 1st, 2018. Subsequent to that, he provided a positive urine sample for marijuana April 12th, 2018. And then he was admitted TAP.
18?
Yes, Your Honor. April 12, 2018. And then admitted to TAP August 9, 2018. And thereafter, he provided another urine sample of positive for cocaine and marijuana on November 5th, 2018. And then court hearing, admonishment hearing was requested December 9, 2018, which Mr. Alderete did not show for. So a bench warrant was requested. And then thereafter, Mr. Alderete failed to report from December 1st, 2018 through June 22nd, 2020, at which time on June 18 at 3:54 a.m., he was arrested again for aggravated kidnapping with a deadly weapon, failed to identify fugitive, intent to give false information, possession of marijuana less than 2 ounces, manufacturer, delivery, controlled substance, PG1, greater than or equal to 4 grams, less than 200 grams. At this time, Mr. Alderete is in the El Paso County Detention Facility, Your Honor.
Wow. Are those cases in my court? Have they been indicted and in my court, Mr. Hernandez? Do you know?
No, I don't know. They're new cases from June 18th, Your Honor. Let me investigate.
They haven't been indicted.
They haven't been indicted, Judge.
They've not been indicted. Okay. He needs to go to prison. With all that, he needs to go to prison. He needs to be revoked in prison. I think you need to file your VN, Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Martinez. You need to do the MTRs or the motion.
It's already been filed, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay.
Judge,
there's nothing to discuss with that litany of rearrests.
well, and Judge, the one thing I do want to discuss is his bond. Although we are probably headed toward adjudication here, it's going to take some time for those new cases to be indicted and for us to kind of wrap everything up together. He has no bond set right now. He is on deferred, or
Becky will
was
set
on
it up for
deferred.
a bond hearing. He's entitled to a bond. So Becky will set it
Thank
for
you,
a bond
Judge.
hearing, sir. Absolutely. Becky, set it for a bond hearing. Jail, it'll be in jail, okay? We have a long list, okay, sir? So it's gonna be at least a month, Mr. Schwaller.
I understand, Judge.
We can do, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. You all may be excused. Have a great day.
Thank you, Your
You as
Honor.
well.
Thank you. The next one is Tevin Robinson. At this time, court calls cause number 2018-2858. Announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Edward Hernandez on behalf of Mr. Robinson, Your Honor.
Very good. And you waive his appearance, sir?
I do, Your Honor.
Very good. Okay. This is a pre-revo. Who's the probation officer?
It's me, Judge.
Great, Ms. Guerra. Tell me about Mr. Robinson, please.
Yes, Judge.
Is this the one that was found at a school stalking?
No.
Okay. What's the basis of the revo?
He had a new arrest August 10th, 2019, after he had just pled June 27th.
Wow.
Uh,
What was the new arrest for?
Assault
Assault.
causes bodily injury.
What is
Because he
it?
went,
Assault
he went up
causes
to a
bodily
stranger and punched him in the face.
Well, not exactly, but we probably,
Wow.
but Your Honor, I believe this case is going to settle. I'm just having the same problem Mr. Vasquez was. Mr. Nunez and I had gone back and forth, and he's basically split the offer into, and I believe my client may actually take it. The problem I'm having is we're no longer doing visits to the jail because of the outbreak. If I can just set it for 2 weeks, I think what they're supposed to do now is call our office. You know, we make an appointment ahead of time. They call the office. We discuss it. I got to be at the office ready to take that call. So if I can just have 2 weeks, I think this case may resolve at that time, Your Honor.
Okay. What is the offer? What's the agreed to?
Well, we're not agreed yet, but it's they countered with, we were at 2, they were at 5. They countered with 3.5 on the Revel and 300 days on the misdemeanor, I believe. And I'll present, my client's done about 2 years now already, so he actually would probably be eligible.
Okay. Do you want another settlement conference, or do you just want to put it on the plea list, jail plea list?
Can we call it a settlement conference? But I'll talk to him next week during one of these phone interviews, and if he's willing to take it, I'll actually set it for a plea and ask the DA to send us the papers.
Okay, we'll set it up for a settle, but it's going to be, if we set it up for a settlement conference, it has to be a Wednesday or a Thursday. The pleas are only 8 to 10 on Friday.
Yes, Your Honor. That's fine. That's fine.
So let's do one more settlement conference.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. One more settlement conference, Becky, please. Anything else, Mr. Hernandez?
That's it for me, Your Honor.
Very well. Anything else, Mr. Martinez?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. You all may be excused. The next one is Kevin Betancourt. At this time, court calls cause number 2018-3682. Announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
And Mr. Betancourt, you don't have an attorney, do you? You are on, right? Mr. Betancourt? Is it Maurice? No, is it Kevin Betancourt?
He's on, Your Honor. I'm his probation officer.
But he's not unmuting. Mr. Mauricio Kevin Betancourt, talk to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. How come you're not participating with video?
It's not showing or what? I'm sorry. Let me see. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay.
Put your video, sir. Okay, Ms. Salayandia, tell me what's happening.
This case is set for an admonishment, Your Honor, for a positive UA. This is the case that I spoke to you about.
Remind me, Mr. Rick, remind me to verify identification on the record with Ms. Alayandia, but I just want to wait until he's on video.
He's on video. He's already on video, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Alayandia, do you see and recognize Mr. Betancourt on the screen as the defendant in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me see him. Where are you, Mr. Betancourt?
Here. You see me, ma'am?
Okay, sir, I can see you now. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Continue, Ms. Alayandia.
I sent Mr. Betancourt for a UA, Your Honor, and on June 23rd, he submitted to the UA at the lab and tested positive for meth. Mr. Betancourt claims that this is due to medication. However, there's no medication that is going to make him test positive for methamphetamine. So this
Did you tell him that this court puts people in jail for 30 days for lying and bullshitting?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you need to tell them that. To prepare them for these kinds of admonishments, you're just saying Judge Angel smells bullshit a mile away, and Judge Angel puts people in jail for 30 days for lying. Coronavirus or no coronavirus?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Something else was brought to my attention yesterday by an anonymous caller. Mr. Betancourt apparently is having some issues with mental health, and she wants him to get him screened. I did request that yesterday. There's also a diagnosis of an intellectual disability. So I am waiting to get some medical documentation by behalf of this anonymous source, verifying that he does have this intellectual disability and that he does have mental health issues.
Who is iPad, Rick? Do we know who iPad is?
They still haven't identified themselves.
Who are you, Miss iPad?
Christina
Christina who?
Apodaca.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Hi.
Thank you. Go ahead and mute Miss Apodaca until your name is called, okay? Thank you. Okay. Mr. Ford, what do you have to say about what Miss Alayandia just said?
Yes, ma'am, well, she's, well, you know, I was taking Prestige and Adderall, the medication.
Hang on. Are you going to tell me that positive for meth was medication and not meth?
No, ma'am. I'm being well, you know, I was going through some problems, you know, with my daughter and everything. So it's been like 4 months I haven't seen them, you know. So you know, like I'm playing guilty right now for that, you know. I understand.
So you did do meth?
Well, it was like my second time, you know. Pero I'm playing guilty for it, you know. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I appreciate your honesty, sir. I really do. Thank you. for that. Do you think you have a meth problem? Because I want to help you.
No, ma'am. But well, I just wanted to see if you could like to ¿cómo se dice eso? O sea, like to rescan.
Tell me in Spanish and then I'll translate it.
¿Cómo se dice? O sea, like to evaluate, something like that.
For mental health issues? For your mental health issues? Okay, sir. Absolutely. We'll do that.
We'll do that.
But that's not going to help your drug addiction.
Right.
That'll help your mental issues, but I want to help you with the drug addiction.
Okay. And then well, right. That's fine. And then for my daughters, I had another question for that. Cause well, her mom, you know, well, my girl, well, her mom, you know, my daughter, she moved out, you know, from the house. I don't know where they're staying right now, you know. So like for that problem, what can I do or what?
You need to get a family law lawyer, sir.
Okay. That's it, right? Like,
I can't give you any advice, sir. You got to get a family law lawyer to help you with that, okay?
All right.
Okay, sir. Now, let's talk a little bit about your addiction. For right now, I'm not going to put him in jail right now. He told me the truth. You told me the truth, sir.
No.
So what about putting him aliviane outpatient? Does that help? Is that open, you guys, probation officers? Aliviane outpatient at this point?
It's my understanding that they are, Your Honor.
Okay. You're going to do aliviane outpatient immediately.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to get him help for his mental health issues, Miss Alayandia.
Yes, Your Honor.
If he doesn't participate in any of the appointments, if he misses, you need to let me know, because then, Mr. Betancourt, you're not taking serious your mental issues nor your addiction, sir. And then I'll put you in jail.
No, yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. So please, all the appointments for your mental health issues, you need to make and keep them. All the stuff you need to do for Aliviane outpatient, you need to do, sir. One missed, Mr. Layandia, you let me know, I'm issuing out a bench warrant. Coronavirus or no coronavirus, you're going to jail, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You know what the only thing that saved you today from going to jail?
Just keeping, you know, the truth, you know, that and
truth. That's right, the truth. The truth will set you free, and it set you free today. Okay? You need to tell me the truth all the time, Mr. Betancourt. But one more missed, I'm going to have to put you in jail, sir. So, I want to help you, though. I want to give you all the help you need. Okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That'll be it. It won't happen again. I know. It's just,
okay.
It was just my mistakes, you know. But
okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Martinez, anything you want to add to that? Are you okay with that? Mr. Martinez?
No, Your Honor. I think that's a fine resolution.
For right now. Good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. Mr. Betancourt, please be safe. Please stop using. Please make all your appointments. I know you can do it, sir. You may be excused. Goodbye, Mr. Betancourt.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next one is Adrian Olguin.
He is on Samsung Galaxy 7, Judge.
Mr. Holguin, can you talk to me?
Yeah. Can you hear me right now, Judge?
Yes, sir. How come you're not participating with video, Mr.
I
Holguin?
am about to turn it right on. Give me a second.
You're what?
I'm going to turn it on right now.
Good,
Can you
sir.
see me,
Thank
Judge?
you. Yes, sir. Thank you. At this time, court calls number 2019-1270. Announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Michelle Valverde with probation.
Thank you, Ms. Valverde. What's going on with Mr. Holguin?
As Your Honor, as you know, he is on a weekly testing with a 24-hour notice. He was ordered to, or he was instructed to drug test on the 22nd of June. He failed to drug test that day. I did call him the next day. I'm sorry, I called him on the 24th and instructed him to go that day.
You called him on the 24th and told him to go on the 22nd?
I had told him to go on the 22nd. He did not go on the 22nd.
Okay.
When I called him on the 24th to ask why he didn't go, he said that he fell short on money. So I had told him to go before the end of day on the 24th without fail. I received a call from the lab around 2:30. They told me that he arrived. He asked for the drug only test. They charged him. The other employee, meanwhile, was checking my email. And he told them, no, you need the drug and alcohol test. Mr. Holguin indicated that he would come back later. He did not say he didn't have any money. He didn't say when he was gonna come back. He just said he would come back later. And they kept his receipt, Your Honor, so he would have some incentive to come back, but he did not come back. And ever since I started supervising him, Your Honor, it's been a struggle to contact him. I've been playing phone tag with him, or he just simply doesn't answer me or the counselor. I also instructed him to drug test for the 29th, and I left about 4 messages on Friday, the 26th, and I never got a call back, and he did not go to drug test on the 29th. He missed his discharge day yesterday, Your Honor. He did not go drug test before his discharge for TAP.
Mr. Holguin, what's happening with you, sir?
A lot of struggling going on financially, as Valverde did say right there. Now, in regards to the to me reporting and all that, I've been very, very good ever since you reinstated me. Very glad.
You listen to what she's saying. She didn't say anything about not reporting. It's your UAs. Let's talk about UAs. Don't bullshit me. Let's talk about UAs.
Right.
How come you haven't done your UAs?
Right. So in regards to that, when Valverde did tell me to go to the UA, well, it was supposed to be last month in the beginning, around the 3rd or 4th. But when I told her that Miss Maritza told me that she was gonna discharge me around the 22nd, she said, never mind, on the beginning of the month, do it the day before, Miss Maritza was gonna discharge me. And when that happened, a week before that, my mother got into a car accident. And with this financial, with the rental car place, they were actually taking out money from my account, in which I fell short on a lot of money. And this is the first time I've ever not done a UA. I've been very consistent with all the UAs that my probation officer has been giving to me, those weekly UAs. I've done them all up until this point. And then I called Miss Maritza the day that we were supposed to talk discharge. We talked about it, and she did inform me that Miss Valverde was calling me in regards to that. So I did talk to her right after that, and she did inform me that I needed to go do UA, but in my defense, she did not specify that I had to do a $17 test. For the month before, I did do the regular $12 test, and if I would have known beforehand it was a $17 test, I would have rounded up as much changes.
Okay. I'm nauseated. I'm nauseated with all the BS you're giving me.
But, I mean, Judge, I know not to lie to you. The first time I had talked to you, you locked me up because I did lie to you. I'm an issue, so I know better not to lie to you for any reason.
I'm nauseated. Why didn't you go back to test on the 24th?
Because like I said, I've been waiting for my check to come in, but every single time they do, the rental car place that I went to the car place for the car that I'm getting, they've been going into my account without my authorization. Even though they said they'll contact me beforehand, they've been going into my account, and I'm the main.
Hang on. I'm nauseated with you. I'm nauseated with you because you're giving me BS, sir. You're giving me lots of BS. Where are you right now?
I am in my room right now.
Okay, sir. Okay. Hold your phone steady, sir, because it's going all over the place, and that's part of my nausea.
Sorry about that.
The phone is everywhere. So between the BS you're telling me, between the movement of your cell phone, I'm nauseated. Okay. You are going to go today. If by 5 o'clock he doesn't go today, Ms. Valverde, by today, sir, I'm going to issue out a bench warrant. If you go, you have to go today. If it's positive, I'm issuing out a bench warrant immediately. If it's negative, we're going to talk tomorrow morning. I want to know what you're presenting to me right now. You've got to get $17. That may save you from going to jail. I think you can find it. Get the $17, go get tested by the end of 5 o'clock today.
Yes, Your Honor, understood. And to assure you, I will come out clean. I promise you that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. If he's clean, Ms. Valverde, I see him tomorrow. Ms. Becky, do I have a 10 o'clock?
We're closed tomorrow,
Oh,
Judge. The courthouse is closed.
God. Okay. Ms. Valverde, you contact me. I don't care after hours, right? And Mr. Artemio, all of us will be on the spot after hours. You too, Mr. Castañeda. If he tests positive, we're going to issue out a bench warrant today, everybody.
Your Honor, by 5 o'clock, I should know if he drug tested or not. So I will send you the email.
Thank you. That's what I need to know. Okay. And then we're going to set this up for next week. Becky, do we have time next week for another status that I want to talk to him? Becky?
Yes, Judge, we can do it on Wednesday at 9 o'clock.
Wednesday at 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, I still have that issue with me calling him for the 24-hour notice, and I leave very detailed messages and no callback, and he doesn't go drug tests. How do I have that function if he's not answering his phones? He's not even returning calls.
Mr.
I'm leaving voicemail.
Mr. Holguin?
Yes, so whenever she does come into campus, I've been putting in overtime hours at work. She changes the hours to the time in which Ms. Valverde does contact me. I don't have my phone. We can't have phones in the office. It's a fireable thing.
Mr. Holguin, what is more important? Your felony court judge or a job?
Your Honor.
Okay, there it is, sir. Because for the grace and goodness of my heart, the DA's office, the state of Texas, you're out there being able to get a job. You need to be available to report, sir, to talk to your PO, to get information. So I don't want all this BS about your job. You need to be available. One more not available, Ms. Valverde, let me know an email. I issue out a bench warrant.
Will do, Judge.
That's all we can do. Threaten him with jail. Okay, Mr. Holguin, do you understand? You better be available. You better respond to her phone calls on a timely basis. You better respond. Okay, sir? If you're working during the day, I think by 5 or 6 o'clock, you can give her a call, leave her a message. That way she knows you called her, and she leaves detailed messages so you know exactly what she wants. This is BS. You're playing games with all of us, Mr. Holguin. Okay, let me know, Ms. Valverde. Thank you very much. You all may be excused. We're going to see you next Wednesday. Mr. Holguin, next Wednesday at 9 a.m. You're going to be again participating here, and you're going to get your drug test before, drug and alcohol, before 5 o'clock today, sir.
Understood.
Thank you. You may be excused. I'm letting in Yvonne Ramirez. Who is Yvonne Ramirez, you guys? Yvonne Ramirez. The next one is Brenda Amador. Court calls number 2018-3760. Brenda Amador, announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Good morning, Honor. John Grammer from Miss Amador.
Good morning. Is she there present in your?
She is in the next room. But I could wait for her presence. She could probably hear me speak to the court.
Good. That's okay. Very good. But I just want your acknowledgement that she is present there within ear range. Very good. Okay, settlement conference, Mr. Martinez, what are you offering in this case?
Mr. Granberg and I have been speaking. We've worked out an arrangement where the defendant, if she complies with the certain request of mine, then I'll go ahead and dismiss the case.
What is the certain request?
I think anger management course.
Oh. Anger management, and that could be 1 or 2 or 3 hours online, Mr. Martinez, right?
Right. Mr. Vanberg has an idea on like via Zoom. It's just a matter of, whichever one.
Okay, so
Best.
can I give her 2 weeks or 3 weeks to finish it, Mr. Granberg?
Yes, Your Honor. We went yesterday to locate the class. We found a class, paid for the class. It's just a matter of her taking it and receiving the certification from the program, and that's about it. So
You think 3 weeks? You think 3
3
weeks?
weeks, 3 weeks should be good. Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Settlement conference in 3 weeks. Excellent. Anything else, Mr. Granberg?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Martinez, we're good?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You all may be excused. Have a great day. The
Thank
next
you.
one is Rafael Salas, court calls cause number 2018-6267. Ismael Harrelson, announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Rafael Salas for Mr. Tosado Harrelson. Ready, Your Honor?
Okay, there's another settlement conference, Mr. Martinez. What are we looking at?
It's the recommendation is 2 years deferred, Your Honor.
Is he waiving his presence, Judge?
Oh, thank you, Rick. Thank you. Are you waiving Mr. Harrelson's appearance, Mr. Salas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I forgot that. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Martinez, what's the offer?
2 years deferred probation, Your Honor.
How many?
$100 fine.
How many years?
2 years, Your Honor.
Okay.
$100 fine, 100 hours community service, theft, counseling.
Okay. Is this the first time you've gotten this offer, Mr. Salas?
I got this offer, Your Honor. The only thing I took over this case from Linda Estrada when she became a judge, and I had not been able to see the videos. I have now seen them, and I would just like to request another settlement conference, Your Honor. There's some legal issues that have come up in reviewing the video, and I'd like to have some time to further discuss with my client and further discuss with the DA.
Very good, sir. Okay, you want another settlement conference in 30 days?
Yes, Your Honor, that would be excellent.
Perfect. And can you keep the offer open at least for the 30 days, Mr. Martinez, please?
Yes, Your Honor, there's no expiration on this.
Okay.
This has been the rec since June of last year.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Do your magic, Mr. Salas.
I'll try, Your Honor.
And we'll give you notice in 30 days. Thank you. You may be
Nice
excused.
seeing you, Your Honor.
Nice to see you, sir. You take care.
Be excused.
And me too as well, your sir. Me.
What, Mr. Martinez?
It was good to see me as well.
Me?
Well, I didn't really recognize you. You know, like they
And
say,
this is a good day. This is a
Like they
good day,
say-
Mr. Salas. He looks good today.
like they say, don't trust a man that hides behind a beard.
Hey, Mr. Salas is doing it right, sir. Darkness and distance are my friends, so you're doing it right.
Nice to
Okay.
see you.
Thank you, Your
take
Honor.
care. You take care, Mr. Salas. You are funny, Mr. Martinez. The next one is Krista Snow. That's Mr. Avelar, court calls cause number 2019-4152. Krista Snow, announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
And Daniel Avelar for Krista Snow, Judge. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Avelar. And I think Krista Snow is on. I let her in. Miss Snow?
Yes,
where
I
are
am.
you?
She is, Judge. I see her.
Good. So you see and recognize her as the defendant in this case, right? Mr.
I do.
Avelar?
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Snow, do you see and recognize your attorney on the screen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let the record reflect that both have identified each other. Have you gotten an offer in this case, Mr. Avelar?
We have, Judge, and we're super close.
Okay.
And so my
Good. What's the
my
offer?
counter.
What is the offer?
Judge, what we're offering is if she agrees to do 20 days in jail as a condition of her probation on her misdemeanor DWI case, then we'll dismiss this felony drug case.
That's correct, Judge. And so I think now, since my client doesn't want to do a little bit of time, I think I'm requesting what was offered in February, which is a reduction of the felony to a misdemeanor. That would be deferred. And
Right, 1244B, 2 years deferred.
Right, and have it run concurrent with her misdemeanor.
Correct. That's fine.
And if that's
So
okay
you'll-
with Ms. Snow, I'm sure she wants to talk about it in private, but I think that's sort of where we're at. We're very close, Judge.
Good, good. Can I set it up for a non-custodial plea in about 3 weeks? Because I'm starting to do non-custodial pleas at the training center. with the probation
Sure.
department in his office.
Sure, Judge. Can we do that with the caveat that maybe my client will say, okay, well, me and David will keep in touch. Ivan, me and
That's
Ivan
what
will
I'm
keep
gonna
in
do.
touch.
I'm gonna set it
Thank you.
up for another settlement conference in 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Thank you,
Settlement
sir.
conference, okay?
Thank
I
you.
don't wanna put you on a list, okay? So we're
Thank
gonna
you.
do a settlement conference in 3 weeks, Miss Becky, on this one. Thank you very much. You all may be excused. Thank you, Ms. Snow, for participating. You may leave now. Did you have another one, Mr.
Thank
Avila?
you.
I do. I'll call you, Miss Snow, okay?
You have court calls, cause number 2019-4731, Ricardo Martinez, announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Daniel Avalar for Ricardo Martinez.
I don't think I've allowed Mr. Martinez in. He's not on this, participating, is he?
I think he'd been trying to get in. I know he was on the phone asking questions.
Okay, he's not on. So do you waive his presence? Mr.
I would ask the court to waive his presence,
Thank
yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, what are we looking at on this one, Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor. The rec for this case, he is 1 year in the state jail, probated for 2 years, 0 fine, 0 community service hours, UABA curfew, DWI school, VIP, interlock, and parenting classes.
Or a alcohol monitoring device, not necessarily.
Yes, Your Honor. Some sort of alcohol monitoring device. That's correct.
Okay, 2 years straight probation. What are you thinking about that, Mr. Avila?
I mean, I like it, Judge. We would prefer a misdemeanor, but I don't think Ivan is there, given one, there was some issue in the past, and then number two, I don't think the DA's office liked the facts and circumstances of the case, Judge.
Okay.
So we're close.
2 years straight probation is a gift from the DA's office. Miss
That's typically
Rita,
like 4 or 5.
Miss Amparo, he's on a device right now on a PR bond. Miss Amparo?
She's actually still doing something else, so you got me.
Got it.
Trying
to train her for you.
I know. They just haven't given her back to me yet.
Okay.
Yes, he is on a device. Miss Loretta's monitoring him. He doesn't seem like he's having any issues with the device. He's reporting as requested, so he has no problems with the unit.
What do you want me to do, Mr. Avila? Set it up for another settlement conference or put it on the non-custodial plea, or what do you want me to do?
For a settlement conference, Judge.
Okay, one more settlement conference in about 3 weeks.
Yes, Your Honor. And with respect to him, given the good news from the PR restriction,
Yes.
he's asking if he can leave the county across the border to visit his grandmother. Maybe
The border, Juarez, cross the border, New Mexico, cross the border where?
south to Ciudad Juarez.
Okay.
I don't think New Mexico is taking Texas people right now.
I think you're right. Yeah, they kind of banned Texans. I don't blame them. Okay, he wants to go to Juarez. Okay, Miss Rita, he's compliant. He's doing well. Why not? Right?
Yeah, Judge, completely up to you, Judge. If you want to allow him to go, we don't have a problem.
Mr. Martinez, any objection to allowing him to go to Juarez? To visit grandma?
No, Your Honor. I guess with the caveat that he be careful and wear a mask.
Be careful, wear a mask. Don't get killed with all those caveats, right? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll allow, how long is he going to be gone for, Mr. Avila? Do you know?
I think it's just like a day visit.
Okay.
I think what's going on is his grandmother's not well.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. And tell him so long as he's compliant and doing well, we will allow these visits on a regular basis. And he
Thank you.
comes back with no issues, I'll allow it on a regular basis to visit grandma. Okay?
Thanks so much, Judge. Appreciate it.
Okay, you may be excused on that one. I think you had one more, right, Mr.
Thank you.
Avila?
Yes, ma'am. It is Jesus Cepeda.
At this time, calls numbers 2020-1678 and 2017-3686. Jesus Cepeda, announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Daniel Avalar for Jesus Cepeda.
I don't think Jesus Cepeda.
Adult probation.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Ortiz. Mr. Cepeda, how are you? Can you talk to me, sir?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good.
Good morning.
Yes,
There you
ma'am.
go. There you go. Do you see and recognize Mr. Avelar as your attorney in this case?
Yes.
And Mr. Avelar, do you see and recognize Mr. Cepeda as your client and the defendant in this case?
I do.
Let the record reflect that both have recognized each other. Okay, what are we talking about here? Mr. Martinez.
It looks like he's picked up a new case from April, an assault. enhanced. I believe-
April 2020.
February
Yes.
17th, 2020.
April 17th, Ms. Ortiz?
No, February 17th, 2020, he was arrested for a new assault causing bodily injury.
Right. February sounds more correct. It sounds like it finally got indicted in April is what Ivan might mean.
Bodily injury. Did I know about this offense, Ms. Ortiz?
Yes, Your Honor.
I did, okay. Is it the same complaining witness as what he's on probation for in 2017?
Yes, Your Honor. And
it's a wife or girlfriend or who?
It was the wife and the son. So the ADA and the public defender, they wanted more time, I guess, to speak to the son.
To see what happened. Did you get a chance to speak to the son, Mr. Martinez?
Well, there's a note here from yesterday. I don't think we did, Your Honor. We reached out to them on June 30th, but the results of that call, whether or not the call actually took place, is not clear. But she took there was a call from Miss Cepeda back on June 3rd.
Miss who?
Cepeda.
Cepeda.
Thank you. Chihuahua, thank you. Chihuahua, that thing just grated on my nerve.
Is that Mr. Martinez?
Zapata.
that Mr.
Zapata, have you
Martinez?
heard? Mr. Ortiz, have you heard anything worse than Zapata?
Is that Mr. Martinez talking?
Yeah, I think so, Mr. Ortiz.
I actually had what's called Ortis in law school.
Oh, God.
It was funny.
Yeah,
I'll
just
tell you
as
a
funny
story
as
later.
Zapata. Just
I'll
as
tell you
funny.
I'll tell you my Ortis story later.
Okay, sir, thank you. Okay, finish
So
with Mr.
we're-
Cepeda, Mr. Martinez.
Right. So she reached out to us that she did not want to prosecute, but you know, it's kind of like that similar case. So that's fine, but we want to talk.
To the son, right. I'll give
Right,
you
right.
reach out to the son again. Maybe the son's
Right.
not reaching out to you because he doesn't want to talk to you, or the wife is telling the son, don't speak to the DAs, but try to reach out
Right.
to him again. Right?
Yeah,
I'll
right.
give you
So
that
the son
opportunity.
is Isaac. She told us that she'll allow us to speak with Isaac, but I don't know whether or not that a conversation is actually taking place, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Avelar, the only thing I can ask you to do is talk to your clients and see if they'll allow access to the son, right? Allow the son to return and or talk to Mr. Martinez, right?
So we had a conversation with our client yesterday.
Okay.
And it sounds like, I mean, he's okay, but it sounds like he's certainly not asking them to avoid or deter or anything like that, Judge. And I really do think it's on the other end because they've come in and signed non-process on their own. Our client was in custody.
Okay.
And so I'm not surprised by what Ivan is telling me. They're meeting with negative results.
Yeah.
And so to that end, Judge, I know he's on probation and I know the court has certain priorities with regard to probation, but we are asking for a trial on this, Judge.
Oh, a trial. Okay. Okay, on the 2020.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Can we do a bench trial? Would you be
Well,
able
Judge,
to do a bench, Mr.
It's because the rec is like 10 TDC, Judge.
Okay, okay, I can understand now.
What I think, I mean, I'll look at it. You know, I'll look at the case. Obviously, you know, I haven't, you know, analyzed it, you know, tremendously, but I'll look at it and, you know, I'll touch a base with Isaac and Angel, the two sons. But I'm thinking, Judge, you know, if it's, I think that's the sole basis of the revo. Is that right? Is just this no
That's
offense?
correct.
I mean, other than that,
No, I would ask the probation department on that one.
Ms. Ortiz, does he have technicals?
It would just be the rearrest, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
Good.
There you go.
Okay.
That's good news, no?
Yeah, it's great news for you.
Judge,
That's
you know, especially in these COVID times, it might, you know, if we look at it and we're like, no, you know, we think this thing happened. To maybe instead of a trial to do a contested revo, and then, you know, you hear the state's case, you know, whatever, you know, the state's case is, and then that would certainly take care of presumably the new case.
Put it on the revocation track rather than the felony, pending felony track. Are you okay with that, Mr. Avelar?
Unless we can come to some sort of agreement,
Right,
Judge.
absolutely.
Because we're not gonna lie, there's visibles on there.
Okay, okay. Let's see what we can work out. Let's see what we can work out. And I'm inclined to do it on a revocation track. We'll set it up for a contested revo, 60 days. Hopefully by then, maybe we can do some in-person, maybe in 60 days. If we can't, we'll do it Zoom. 60 days contested revo. That gives you time, Mr. Avelar, to spin your magic, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Is there any way, Judge, instead of just skipping right to that, could we do maybe a status conference in 30 days just to see if?
Okay, one more pre-revo?
Right, I think so. But
I don't have a problem with that.
We're gonna do,
Because-
since this is now on the probation revocation track, I'm gonna set it up for one more pre-revo in 30 days, contested revo in 60.
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect.
I think that'll work.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
what else?
That's it.
Nothing from the state, Your
Okay,
Honor.
thank you. Nice to see you, Mr. Avelar. Your client, Mr. Cepeda, sir, thank you very much for participating. You both
Thank
may
you.
be excused. You're done now. Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you.
The
Thank you.
last one, yes?
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hugo Rocha, Mr. Ortiz, cause number 2020-1743 and 2019-1461. Announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Whose car is that? Mr.
Judge,
Rick?
you skipped Joshua Del Valle on page 2.
Okay, I'll go back to it. I just called Ortiz. I'm sorry. Announcement of council, Mr. Ortiz, did you announce?
Ruben Ortiz.
How come I knew you were going to say that? Oh,
Judge, when I
that's
was
what
in
happened. I didn't go back, Rick.
Judge, so when I was in contracts, class, first year of law school. One of my first week in law school in Topeka, Kansas. So I'm sitting around, right, and somebody said, Mr. Ortiz, and I'm sitting and looking at my books. Of course, I didn't recognize the name Ortiz.
Right.
So then I'm looking at my book, looking through my notes, Mr. Ortiz, and I kind of look up and I start looking around, and I start noticing people looking at me. I'm thinking, are they talking to me? Is he talking to me? And I go, I'm sorry, Professor. Did you say Ortiz? He goes, I'm sorry. He goes, Mr. Ortiz.
But
So
I
he
bet
called me
you.
Mr. Ortiz from then on.
I'm glad you trained your professor. I'm trying to train Mr. Martinez.
And you know what? You know who calls me Mr. Ortiz as a joke? Judge, who is it? Patrick Garcia. He'll joke with me and call me Mr. Ortiz.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I'm not going to allow anybody to call you Mr. Ortiz. Okay, Mr. Martinez, what's the rec on this one? Well, first of all, is Mr. Rocha participating, or you will waive his appearance? Oh,
I think he's in the county jail.
Will you waive his appearance for this hearing?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Your
go
Honor, I
ahead.
am his probation officer as well, Brenda Salayandia.
Thank you very much.
It looks like
What's the offer, Mr. Martinez?
he picked up a new DWI third a couple of months after pleading guilty to DWI third probation in this court. What Mr. Nunez and I think is a fair rec is 10 years adult probation with safe P as a condition.
The only issue, Judge, remember, this is that case where we're trying to figure out the safe P, remember?
What are we trying to figure out?
That safe P?
The timeline, or how long it's going to take waiting?
Right. I think that was a discussion we had, remember, Judge? And it's going to be like, it's indefinite. I don't know if Mr. Martinez recalls.
Yeah, but the sooner he signs up, the better. I think I agree. If he got another DWI 2-3 months after he pled to a DWI in my court, he needs safe P.
Right. So,
I agree.
would you give an alternative rec of 3 years TDC? That way I can discuss it with him when I speak to him.
What's
I don't know.
time break? Okay, give him a time break other than.
I don't know what he's.
Mr.
3 is
Martinez.
a little bit low. What I can do, and I can keep it open for a month, is 3.5.
3.5? Okay.
That's good.
Okay, can we come back, Judge? Is there any way we can come back before the 30 days? Because I don't want to miss that opportunity for him.
Yes. Let's come back. Ms. Becky, can we set this up next week? Another settlement conference 1 week to give Mr. Ortiz time to look into that?
Okay.
Okay, next week, 1 week settlement.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. You may be excused, Mr.
Thank you,
Ortiz.
Judge.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
You all take care.
Be safe, sir. Have
Bye-bye.
a good
You
day.
too.
Be
You
safe.
too. Bye-bye.
I am sorry, Mr. Yanez. I skipped. I apologize from the bottom of my heart, sir. I went to the
Your
other
Honor.
page. I am sorry, sir. So sorry.
It's all right, Judge.
Thank you. Joshua Del Valle, 2019-43-17, and that's going to council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Luis Yanez on behalf of Mr. Del Valle, who's currently present on the screen, Judge.
And do you see and recognize him as the defendant in this case?
I do, Your Honor.
And Mr. Del Valle, do you see and recognize Mr. Yanez as your attorney?
Yes, I do.
Let the record reflect that both have recognized each other. Okay, this is a settlement conference, Mr. Martinez. Have you given an offer yet?
This is the case where it's going to be pled down to a Class C, Your Honor, but we're waiting on the co-defendant who's out of the 34th District Court.
Oh, I remember.
The state doesn't want to plead my guy until that other kid pleads.
I think I remember this case. That's correct, right, Mr. Martinez?
That's correct. The rolled up dollar bill. That's correct.
Yeah. So what we're gonna have to do, Becky, we're gonna have to make another list of cases that are gonna be disposed once another case is taken care of, which means it's gonna be a Class C misdemeanor, but we can't do it yet, right, Mr. Martinez, until the 34th. And I don't want to keep bringing you, Mr. Yanez. Keep bringing you. Okay. Becky,
Yes.
what? We're gonna make another list?
I think I guess that other case wasn't resolved.
And then the next setting is not until September.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you want to set this case then for a status end of September? Is
Yes,
that
John, I think that'll work.
Okay, let's do that. We're going to set this up for end of September for a status. See what's happening in the 34th. Okay, very good. Anything else, Mr. Yanez? I apologize, sir.
No, Your Honor, it's nice to see you, and it's
Nice to
never
see
nice
you.
to see Mr.
Happy
Martinez.
4th. Happy 4th, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Likewise.
You may be excused. Mr. Olivas, too, I have to apologize. I skipped the
Morning,
page.
Judge.
I am sorry, sir. I
Not
am
to worry.
sorry, sir.
Oh,
2019-45-61, Christina Apodaca, announcement of council, please.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Good morning, Judge. Jesus Leos on behalf of Mr. Estrada, representing Mrs. Christina Apodaca. She
Is
is
she
the
part-
lady, well, she's the one on iPad, Judge. And she's,
Okay, Miss
Very
iPad, there you go. Do you see and recognize your attorney, Mr. Olivas? Ma'am, can you unmute?
He's on
'Cause
mute.
we can't hear you. Miss Apodaca? did
Sorry
you
about that. I apologize.
That's okay. Miss Apodaca, do you see and recognize Mr. Olivas as your attorney?
I do, Judge.
And do you see and recognize Ms. Apodaca as your client and the defendant in this case?
I do, Your Honor.
Very good. Okay, what's the offer to settle?
Judge, they had offered us 6 months state jail probated for 1 year, 0 community service hours, 0 fine, parenting classes,
Wow.
DWI school.
That
You
sounds
ain't-
good. Take it.
It is a generous offer, Judge, but my big issue is that she is a professional recruiter for a nursing department. And a felony conviction is really going to hurt her. She's trying to get into higher education classes related to her nursing job. And with a felony conviction, that's really going to hurt.
Okay. So what you're looking for is a reduction to a misdemeanor? Will that?
We can get a 1244B with a deferred or something.
Mr. Martinez? Can you do
Your Honor,
that? You can't do
the
that.
facts of this case are
bad?
strong. And
What happened?
They do have a good case, Judge. It's just the issue with her, she's got no history.
I think I've taken into account all the mitigating circumstances and her
Right.
future, and it's a very low probation and
Right. Okay.
I mean, we'd be willing to go to higher probation if we get a deferred, because it's just a conviction. That's really
It's a
hurting.
conviction. What about that, Mr. Martinez?
unfortunately there's no deferred
Okay.
on the DWI.
deferred.
Well,
Oh, that's right. Okay.
uh,
Okay. What else, Mr. Olivas, can we think of? You won't consider a misdemeanor, won't consider deferred.
45B.
What about, would you consider, I'm just throwing this out, I don't even know if you'll take it. Will you consider a reduction to a misdemeanor with some time in jail? Mr.
have to ask her. She's there. She could.
I know, but Mr. Martinez, would you even, let's see if Mr.
No,
Martinez.
you know, Judge, this is one of those cases where I think she does need help. I really do think that this would help her in the long run. Her being monitored, her having to do these things.
Okay, sir.
We're not opposed to any of that, Judge, and I agree, maybe she does need the help, but if we can just work around the conviction. Come on, Ivan. We've seen a lot of cases, a lot worse.
No, Judge, I think this is a strong case, and I think there's a 2-year-old in the car, so I think that's very serious business.
We're not denying responsibility, Judge.
Right, I know. She's just trying to avoid the conviction professionally.
Ms. Apodaca, could you explain to the judge what ramifications this will be with a conviction in your history? As far as your
I'm sorry.
Could you explain to the judge how a conviction will affect you?
Judge, I know what I did was a very, very big mistake on my part. It's something that I've been dealing with daily, emotionally, mentally. I'm not a bad person. I am a single parent. I support my kids. I'm very successful in my career. I've been an RN for 15 years. I'm trying to get into a doctorate program, and I mean, I'm not trying to avoid any kind of punishment. I just, if any felony conviction would, I mean, pretty much put me out of a job, I would have to forget school, which is pretty hard for me to accept right now, being that I've already started back in school full time. So I've invested time into that. But I don't want to lose my job, because that's the only form of support that I have for myself, my kids. I feel like if I lose my job, I lose everything, my home, all form of income for myself. I mean, I don't even know what I would do.
Okay, ma'am, hang on. Ms. Rita, did you have something to say?
I did, Judge.
Okay.
So she's on a monitor, Judge, for a portable device. So there's no issues as far as positive readings, but we do have issues, Judge, with her adherence to your 6 times a day testing schedule. So she has expressed to her officer, Mr. Gonzalez, that she is a healthcare employee. She works long hours. And sometimes she sleeps in late, but she more than once a week, Judge, will miss tests on her device. For example, this morning, she did not blow in her first window. She is even allotted extra time to test, because your test windows are only allow 1 hour for testing.
Right.
We've given her 2 hours for testing. Because of her job, and she we still have issues with her adhering to your 6 times a day schedule. So today, yesterday, the day before yesterday, we have missed tests last week as well, the week before. So that's the only issue we're having with Ms. Apodaca.
What time did she miss this morning?
So this morning was the 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock blow. She blew at 7:30, and then yesterday she didn't.
Okay, hang on. Yeah, hang on. Let's just take one at a time. Okay. Ms. Apodaca, why did you miss the 5 to 7? I think you're at home today, right?
Yeah,
why did you miss the 5 o'clock one this morning?
Well, I mean, my schedule's been pretty hectic, and
no, ma'am, I want to know this morning you didn't work. Were you working this morning at 5 o'clock?
No, I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning doing my homework, which is what I've been doing up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with because I'm taking summer courses, and I'm actually enrolled full time right now in school. So I mean, I have to stay up to get my work done, and I've been
So-
staying up.
So you overslept the 5 o'clock.
I did, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. But what I see is your schoolwork is more important than your felony court judge. Because you'll stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to get your work done, but you don't get up at 5 o'clock to do your alcohol monitoring device. Because you don't care about your felony court, obviously, as much as you care about your school and your studies and your work.
I do care, Judge. I'm sorry. I know that
Your actions don't say that, ma'am. And I've been taught you look at actions, not words. Mr. Olivas, I'm not very happy with her either. If she can't even participate and comply with my six times a day, she's asking for graciousness from this court and from the DA's office when she can't live by the rules.
You know, far be it for me to tell you how to run your court, Judge, but 6 times a day is kind of a lot.
I do 6 times a day, sir.
Yeah, I understand, Judge, and I don't have any excuse for that. But
Okay, there it is.
On the good side, they've all been clean, all of them. I mean,
Well,
if she
but
takes 1 out of the 6, the 5 are clean.
Well, I don't know that because she goes through a period of time where she doesn't test, so. she
No,
could
from
have
what I
one
understand, she misses 1 blow out of the 6 in a particular day.
I just don't, this is what I'm going to tell you, Mr. Olivas and Mr. Martinez. If you don't think this is good, let him go higher up than you. Let him put together a mitigation packet. Let him put together a mitigation packet and go to somebody higher than you, Mr. Martinez, to see if they'll give him what he wants. Is that okay with you, Mr. Martinez?
Oh, no, I will not be offended.
Right.
By all
Do
means,
that.
have at it.
Right.
But yeah, this really is as low as I'm willing to go, so.
Well, not only that, but I'm not willing to convince you to go any lower because she can't even comply with my rules. And yet she wants graciousness from this court. No.
And Judge, this is the one that Mr. Olivas in his office requested a travel permit for this weekend? And you were approving it?
Where is she going? Mr.
Phoenix,
Olivas?
Judge. You got some, I would ask that you allow her go, Judge, in spite of what we just read through. She's got some family issues going, not issues, but family get-togethers that they want
Well,
together for the holiday.
I'm telling her right now, Miss Rita, Miss Loretta is supervising her.
No, this is Hector Gonzalez's
Okay,
client.
he's very diligent. He's very diligent. I will allow her to go to Phoenix. I'm not going to be that ugly, but one more missed test, not at the right time. She needs to set an alarm. She's an educated woman and she needs to set up alarms like everybody else does, Mr. Olivas.
Yes,
One
ma'am.
more missed, she's going to lose all her privileges. She's not going to be able to do a darn thing.
Okay.
And she's listening, and I hope you take that to heart, ma'am. I hope you take that to heart. And I think what you need to be doing, Ms. Apodaca, is start taking your felony court case and your PR bond terms and conditions more seriously, just as seriously as you do your education and your school. Because it's just as important, if not more important. And I'm telling you right now, one more missed, I do 6 times a day. One more missed, you are going to lose all your privileges. You tell Mr. Gonzalez he need to have told me about all these missed. We should not have been putting up with all these missed tests, Miss Rita. You know me.
Yes, when I looked into this case for this hearing, I was like,
Oh God, yes, I'm not happy with that either. Because we should not be addressing it at the settlement conference. We should be addressing it at an admonishment hearing. So, Ms. Apodaca, you better start taking us seriously. That's all I can tell you. Okay, Mr. Olivas.
Judge, I'll request another week. So just to let this sink in.
No, sir. I want you to put together a good mitigation packet for whoever you present up higher. Okay? Put in her diplomas, put in letters of recommendation, put in everything she's doing right now, her school schedules. I don't have to tell you what to do. Do that and go up higher.
I understand.
Okay?
And
So
then-
I'm going to give you 30 days to do that. I think 30 days is plenty of time, right?
Let me make sure I get this right. You're suggesting she come up with a mitigation package, perhaps hire another attorney and present that?
Present that. Who would be higher, Ballard or who, Mr. Martinez?
No, right. You know, my supervisor is Ballard Chapley. That's correct.
Okay, go to Ballard.
Okay.
And put in a nice little mitigation packet. She'll help you.
Okay.
And I'll give you 30 days for that, sir. So we'll set up another settlement conference in 30 days, okay?
Thank you, Judge. Thanks.
And this is your last trip. This is your last trip, Ms. Apodaca. If you miss one more time. Thank you, Mr. Olivas. You may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, I just have one question real quick.
Who is that?
Rita, sorry.
Yes, Miss Rita.
Would you like us to still allow her the extra hour in the test window, or do you want to put her on 1 hour for
Give her the
testing?
extra hour. I'm
Give her
not
the-
going to be ugly to her. I want her to succeed.
Okay.
I want her to comply. Give her the extra hour. Yes, please.
Okay, Judge.
Thank you. You all may be excused. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Ms. Apodaca will be in contact with you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. The last one is Ruben Tardea, Mr. Mondragon. I skipped you too. My deepest apologies, sir. My deepest apologies.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Court calls cause number 2019-5241, Gardea. The next time that happens, Rick, just direct me back to my docket, okay? Don't feel you have to feel bad that you're interrupting me, Mr. Salazar, okay?
Okay.
Please. Okay, announcement of counsel in this case.
Ivan Martinez for the state.
Orlando Mondragon, on behalf of Mr. Gardea, Your Honor, and Mr. Gardea is on the screen.
And you recognize him as your client and the defendant in this case, right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And Mr. Gardea, you recognize Mr. Mondragon, correct? As your
Yes.
attorney? Good,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. I think they've already given you an offer in this case, right, Mr. Mondragon?
Yes, Your Honor, and we countered, and I've been in contact with Mr. Nunez, and the offer is 5 years deferred on this case and the new one that's coming up, but I don't think it's been filed.
So
But
there's a new pending one?
yeah, there's a pending one, Your Honor,
And you've been offered 5 years on both, deferred?
on both, yes, Your Honor.
Are you gonna take them?
Yeah, we're gonna take them. I spoke to him yesterday and we went over it, so,
Okay.
but we have to wait for the other one to be filed.
We have to wait. Can you do anything at in these times, Mr. Martinez, to expedite an indictment?
Yes, Ron, I can request that it be tested. I mean, it be presented to the grand jury without a lab report. That's probably what's holding it up. But I imagine with that kind of recommendation, he's willing to plead him out without the lab report.
Yes, because it's a 5 deferred, and if it's a straight conviction, it'll affect his truck driving.
Got it. Okay. Okay, very good. So let's set this up for a non-custodial plea, but we have to wait until this indicted. Mr. Martinez, do you think if we set it up for a non-custodial plea in 30 days?
Yes,
to 40
yes,
days,
it should be
Done by
able to
then?
present it to the grand jury and filed within 30 days, Your Honor, yes.
Okay, can we set you up for a plea in 30 days, Mr.?
That'll be fine. That'll be fine, Your Honor. I just need to give my client enough notice.
Great, plea in 30 days. You want to give him the date right now, Miss Becky? Can you do that, a 30 days? On a Friday at 10 o'clock? Okay.
That'll work for me, Your Honor.
Good. Give him a date right now, Miss Becky. 30 days from today, we're starting to do him, and he's gonna have to participate, go to the training center there at the probation department. If we're allowed in-person hearings, he'll be able to come to my place.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Is that your dog, Mr. Mondragon?
Yeah, dogs.
Dogs, beautiful dogs. What kind of dogs?
They're all rescue dogs, Your Honor. We have almost like a kennel.
Really? You and my baby?
And,
Do you?
Judge, August the 7th at 10 o'clock.
Are you okay with that? August the 7th at 10. Everybody okay?
yes, Your Honor.
August 7th, 10 a.m. Ms. Becky will send you the instructions and everything where he has to report. Okay, Mr. Mondragon?
That'll work, Your Honor.
Start the plea paper process, Mr. Martinez, okay?
Well, the plea, no, I agree, Your Honor, but that's the thing is that the plea papers for the new case can't be created until the case is presented to the grand jury in true build. So that might take a few weeks.
Okay, all we have to do is put a number on it. You can create the
Yes,
plea papers and just put the
Right.
number at the very end of it, but it's up to you. Okay,
Yes, Your
okay, whatever you want to do. Okay, anything else, Mr. Mondragon?
Nothing for Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. You all may be excused. Thank you, Mr. Gardea. You may be excused. Have a great day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we are done with my docket. I'm going to stop recording right now. Everybody, please be safe. We see you this afternoon at 1 o'clock.